Fear. Fear is the number one thing that stops people from getting rich. Fear will keep you up at night. Fear will keep you obsessed on negative. Fear will also attract negativity to you. Fear is not a natural state. When you're fearful, you get anxious. You start biting your nails. You start picking at your skin. You start popping pimples. Fear is not natural. And by nature, we are complete. We are whole. We are rich. And so the point of fear is to keep you away from that. The best things in your life didn't happen when you were in a state of being fearful. The best things in life most of the time happen when you're completely present in the moment. When you're completely whole, aware of what's going on. So the number one thing that stops people from being rich is fear. Fear of failure will stop you from taking action, and therefore you'll live a mediocre life for the rest of your life. Fear will stop you from risking it all. Fear will stop you from starting a business. Fear will stop you from talking to that girl. That girl might be your wife. That girl might be your soulmate, but because you're fearful, you don't approach her. Fear will stop you from going to the gym. Maybe you're scared of being judged. Maybe you're scared of people looking at you. The point of fear is to keep you in a lower state of being. And if you're in a lower state of being, then you are nothing. But you got to remember, you're the child of God. And even if you don't believe in God, you are the most intelligent creature on this earth. Do you think that's by coincidence? No, it's by design. It's by nature. You are built to create. You are rich by nature. So let's say you're in the process of scaling your business. Fear will creep up on you all the time. Maybe there's a day that you didn't generate any income. Then fear's gonna creep up on you. It's gonna be like, oh, you're fucking shit. Fuck you, you ain't nothing. You ain't generating no money. You should quit this. You should go back to a 9 to 5. And that's when you have to start building the resilience to fight back against fear. Fear still takes over my brain at times. You can see I still pick my nails. My skin. I still pick my calluses. But whenever I feel fear creeping in, whenever that negative self-talk starts creeping in, I get better at fighting it. Now, how do you get better at fighting it? First step, awareness. Awareness that it's part of you, a negative part of you that you have to fight. And it's not actually part of you by nature. This world is built around fear. So you're unnaturally fearful of everything. That's how you survive. But that's not how you thrive. That's not how you thrive. You may be fearful and you can survive. You can survive your whole life, live life on a survival mode, but you won't ever thrive, bro. Like, for example, I'm scaling my business right now. And like I said earlier, there's been times where I haven't gotten paid that day. I haven't gotten a new client that week. And fear starts to creep in. But I know that this is the process that I'm supposed to go through. And that fear is trying to misalign me from the path to my desired life, right? So I'm already living my desired life, right? Because I'm going towards it. I'm there already. And so fear is trying to take me away from that. The only time fear is useful is in survival situations. When you're like fighting a bear or some shit. Or fighting a fucking animal. That's when fear is fucking useful. Because then you'll turn on your flight instincts or whatever the fuck. That's the only time it's actually useful. On a daily basis, it's not. It's not. Now, with that being said, fear is not something. Congregation is real. Anywho, fear is not something you can't control. Fear, you can't control it. Remember, you're the child of God. You're extremely powerful. You can control fear. One of the things I like to do is be present. Like, I'll simply sit there and I focus on, obviously, the things I want. The things I want are already here, right? The only thing that's stopping them is fear. So I'll sit there for like 5 minutes straight, 5 to 10 minutes. I'll observe my thoughts. I'll focus on that, right? That's what I want. That's what I have. I have that. And then while focusing on that, fearful thoughts will come from every direction and I'll fight them off. It's really that simple. I'll redirect my mind towards what I want and I already have, correct? So with that practice, you're reinforcing the lifestyle you want, aka the frequency, because the universe only works off of frequency, right? So, and think of frequency as like a state of being, right? If your mind state is in a fearful frequency, you won't get what you want. But when you align yourself with the frequency you want to be in, the life you want to be in, the life you already are in, then that's when things will start to move in that direction. They often say everything you want, you already have. And like in the physical world, that may not make sense, right? But to the universe, to God, to the metaphysical, it doesn't have to make sense. Because if you align yourself, like let's say you align yourself with fear, right? You're going to live in that. But if you align yourself with the life you want, you're going to live in that. But you choose. I know a lot of people don't choose to live in fear, but by nature, you are choosing because you have control. So if the main thing you take away from this video is to be present, especially when you're fearful, why am I fearful? Think about that. Why are you fearful in that present moment? Is it because you're scared of failure? Is it because you're scared of failure? Are you scared to fail? Who's going to judge you? Why are you scared to fail? Celsius. Who's putting that in your head, twin? Kanye's mom said failing is trying or some shit. There's no such thing as failure, bro. The only thing that's real is trying, bro. Trying and learning. Let's say you quote unquote fail, but failure's not a thing, right? What did you learn from that? Failure is just an experience that you can learn from. Failure is not a thing. There's no such thing as failure. There's no such thing as failure. You can't fail. That's not a thing. You can only learn, pivot, and continue going. That's the only thing you could do. Take control of fear, and you take control of your life. Best of luck.